Stop right now! If you've always felt different, if you've ever been called weird, if you've ever had the feeling that you were born for something greater, then this video is for you. But I must warn you, once you know this truth, you can never go back to the way things were. Chosen ones. Who are they? Have you ever felt different? Have you ever wondered why you could never fully fit in with the crowd? If you've ever had the thought that you were born for something bigger, yet invisible barriers always seem to hold you back, then you might belong to a very special group. The chosen ones. Chosen ones are not lucky people who were handed success by fate. They are not necessarily born into wealth, privilege, or with extraordinary intelligence from a young age. On the contrary, they are often the ones underestimated, the ones who face relentless hardships in life. But it is precisely these challenges that forge them into extraordinary individuals. Chosen ones are always misunderstood. Look at history. The people who changed the world were never ordinary. They didn't live safe, predictable lives. They were often ridiculed, labeled as crazy, or even ostracized by society. But their differences were exactly what shaped their path. Albert Einstein, one of the greatest minds in history, was labeled as slow by his teachers. He was expelled from school for not conforming to traditional teaching methods. If Einstein had believed them, we might never have had the theory of relativity. Nikola Tesla, a forgotten genius who was centuries ahead of his time. Tesla worked for Thomas Edison, but his bold ideas were mocked. He lived a life of solitude and poverty, yet his legacy changed the world. Leonardo da Vinci. More than just a painter, he was an inventor, scientist, and a true Renaissance genius. But in his time, many viewed his research as pointless, even heretical. Oprah Winfrey. Rejected multiple times when she first entered the television industry because they said she wasn't fit for it. But she didn't give up, and today she is one of the most influential women in the world. Elon Musk, laughed at for his ideas about electric cars, AI, and colonizing Mars. But today, the world is chasing the very visions he pioneered. What do all these people have in common? They never believed they were just ordinary. The harsh trials, the path of the chosen ones. No one becomes a chosen one without trials. Have you ever felt like your life is harder than most? Like no matter how much effort you put in, obstacles always appear in your way. That's not a coincidence. Chosen ones are always tested, because only through these tests can they unlock their full potential. Have you ever been underestimated? Maybe your family, friends, or society never believed you could do something great. They called you a dreamer, unrealistic. But the real failure happens only if you stop believing in your own dream. Have you ever faced massive failures? Thomas Edison failed over 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. But he didn't see them as failures. He saw them as 10,000 steps toward the right solution. Have you ever felt alone? Chosen ones often struggle to find people who truly understand them. Their thoughts and ideas are beyond what others can grasp. But that solitude builds their inner strength, helping them stay focused instead of following the crowd. Have you ever felt like this world doesn't fit you? Steve Jobs once said, "The ones who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." Chosen ones are not born. They are forged. Many people think that geniuses and world changers are simply born with greatness. But the truth is, no one is born a chosen one. They become one only when they embrace the journey and refuse to back down. A caterpillar must undergo a painful transformation before it can become a butterfly. A diamond must endure extreme pressure before it can shine. A person must go through countless trials before they can become legendary. If you are going through hardships, don't see it as a sign of failure. See it as proof that you are being forged into a stronger version of yourself. The question is not whether you are a chosen one. The real question is, will you accept your mission? Will you keep going even when things get tough? Will you dare to believe you were born for something greater? Most people won't. But if you're still watching this, maybe you're not like most people. They don't want you to know this truth. There is one truth that few people realize. Your entire life, you have been programmed to believe you are just an ordinary person. Society teaches you to follow the script, to not dream too big, to stay in line, to do what's expected of you. But why? Because if you wake up, if you realize your true power, you become a threat to the system. Who are they? They could be the society, the people in power, the systems that control people, or even the beliefs that were planted in your mind since childhood. They don't want you to know that you can create your own destiny. They don't want you to believe that you can be great. They want you to fear failure, to fear risk, to stay in your comfort zone. Because once you realize you are in control of your own life, you are no longer just a pawn in the game. You become the player. Signs that you are a chosen one. There's a strange truth. Most chosen ones don't realize they are chosen ones, but there are signs that show you are different from others. You've always felt different. Since childhood, you didn't think like others. You always felt like you didn't belong, like there was something bigger waiting for you. You have an intense passion for something. You can't explain why, but something inside you keeps pulling you toward a specific purpose. You question everything. You don't blindly accept what society tells you. You seek your own truth. You have faced major struggles. Your life has never been easy. You've experienced pain, failures, and hardships. But each time, you became stronger, smarter, and tougher. You have an unexplainable magnetism. People are either drawn to you or intimidated by your presence. Either way, you always leave an impact. These signs don't mean you are destined for greatness without effort, but they mean you have potential. And most importantly, you have a choice. Napoleon Hill once said, "Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit." Maybe everything you've been through was a sign that you were meant for something greater. But the real question is, will you embrace your mission? Will you accept this truth? If you truly believe you are a chosen one, prove it. Comment below one thing you will do today to change your life. I will read every comment and respond to the best ones. And if this video resonated with you, help spread this message. Like this video, share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's coming next. Turn on notifications, because the next video might completely change how you see yourself.